Hello and welcome to Scandi Crafts. Today is a knitting podcast. If you want to see what I stumbled into the local yarn shop to buy instead of working on my plans, keep on watching. I'll talk a little bit about what I have knitted and crocheted since last we talked. Might be an idea to get it, so let's get right into it. Since last time we had daylight savings here, so it's getting dark now around 5:30, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is pitch black. That's taking some time to get used to, having to light up the room and do all the cozy lighting. It's completely fine. It's just an adjustment into the more dark period of time during the winter. I'm going to show you what I have already knit and crocheted since we last talked. So this is the what have I finished section. So since last time I was a bit dramatic and I filmed cutting off the toe part here, and I have since then just reattached the yarn and redid that. I hope you can see that. So this is now done. This is my 24th pair of socks of the year, and this is the Mille Color yarn. So these are now done. Then we have the 28th pair of the year done. I was working on these last time. This is the Lana Grossa Landlust. These are just a simple fingering weight yarn made with the Crazy Sock Lady pattern. I really like how these came out. So there is nothing special about these, any hiccups or anything, so I'll just move on from these. Then I have made another pair of something. I won't tell you exactly what, because it's coming in on Christmas season right now, and I do tend to make a few Christmas gifts, and I don't ever expect any friends or family to actually watch this, but just in the very, very rare case, or the odd chance that they do, I don't want to spoil it, so there will be a few things that I can't show you on the next upcoming knitting podcast, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm not taking any chances. And that's for the knitting things. And then for crochet, what I finished is I got my sweater finished. And right now I think the sun is my friend, so you can actually see it a bit more. It's dark brown, and you can see that it's kind of fitting and flaring a bit down at the length part. And yeah, I will try to remember to insert a couple of pictures, doing a couple of flat lays and trying it on for you if I can remember. Like last time, I am filming this the same week it goes up, so I don't have a lot of time this week to do that, but if I remember, that would be good. I'm very excited to have this in my wardrobe. It's my second crochet sweater, but it's the first non-wool one, so this will hopefully be an everyday wardrobe item for me. I am working on my everyday wardrobe, making my own knitting and crochet items, and making things in cotton and linen is something that I'm trying to work on going forward, because I do have a lot of wool sweaters that I can use, in winter, but it's way too hot in summer. So I am really looking forward to starting to wear this, and yeah. It's done. Now that I have shown you, I feel I can start wearing it and have it in my wardrobe. Oh, and that was 757 grams of Drops Paris, about 16 or 17 skeins. I always measure in grams. It's what we often do over here in Scandinavia, and it's a very easy way for me to keep score of how much yarn comes into my home, how much leaves. Some skeins are, 50 grams or 100 or 200 grams, so I just enjoy being a bit specific about it. That is the sweater. I'm very happy with it. The pattern was okay. I did have a couple issues with it, but I'll type that in my Ravelry project page that I'll also have linked down below here, so you can watch that if you want to. And then I have one more thing left to talk about that's been done. It's actually 6 more of the pouches that I showed you last time. They have since left my home. They have flown away to another place for donations for my friends. They totaled to 45 of them that I've been making since the the beginning of summer. I think I started just doing some here and there. I'll insert a little footage here about how they looked before they left me. And yeah, I think it was 45, which is more than I thought. I was guessing around 30. And yeah, I just used leftover cotton yarn for this. So I got my yarn stash down. It was a good, stash buster. I used over 800 grams, 806 grams of yarn for this. So that's very good. I'm very happy about that. And the sun is coming in, so let's hope I can finish this. What am I working on now? Let's start with knitting. So I am doing my own stash bust before the end of the year. And I did show that in a video, I'll link it down below. But up here I have some yarn that I want to use, and this time it's a DK weight. It is two different yarns. One of them is called Celia and one is Ida. I will make sure the names are up on the screen. Oh, we have a cat fight outside. Okay, so yeah, I'm just doing a 2-stripe thing here. Simple and easy. That will be sock number 30 for this year. So working on those. I have been having a bit of a knitting break. I finally got into a big new crochet pattern, so I'll show you that soon. Last time I showed you that I was hoping to start on some twist socks. I just call them twist socks. It is a pattern that I have recreated from my husband's grandmother. She made a couple of these many years ago, and he really wanted a new pair. I made one a few years ago, and now he wanted another one. So again, maybe the sun is my friend here. So these socks will have no heel. They will just continue. So it's just working some knitting and some purling, and then they will just twist up and around and up and around. So that's this pattern. It's very simple. I am double stranding some yarn here. It's pretty fast. It's on 5mm needles. I'm also trying to do the magic circle, because last time I did this, I did DPMs. It was a bit tiring, especially since the pattern continues to change every 3 rows. So I'm really hoping that it will be good. So that is sock pair number 31 of this year. I am slowly working on these. I don't expect to be done by the next knitting podcast, but I'm hoping to be done before the end of the year. Okay, it's time to talk about my trip to the yarn store. Because I went to the yarn store to have a look, is there anything fun here? It's been a long time since I went into a yarn store without having a pattern decided and just going in and grab and go. So I went in and had a thought to make one darker colored cardigan and one very colorful one. I knew I wanted one knit and one crochet, but I hadn't decided on a pattern for any of them, and I didn't know if I wanted to knit the dark one or the colorful one. So I went in with kind of an open mind, and I had a good look around, and I had such a good time. That was very fun. It's been years since I last done that, so that was very fun for me. And I did come home with things. I'll show you my first knit cardigan in a good while. So I have started. This is just the edging on the bottom. I'm about to start the pattern. So this is a dark brown yarn. It is something I haven't tried before. It's the Viking Garn Snorre. I figured that I have had a black long cardigan that I have been wearing a lot, and I'm kind of a bit tired of it. But I did want something to sort of replace that item. So I wanted something big, quick, comfortable to wear. This is the sort of item I want to just put on when I leave my house, especially for things like a Christmas party or, just visiting friends and not bothering to throw on a big jacket, but just having something on. I hope that makes sense. So I did find a pattern here, a written pattern. So it's called the Snorre Nordheimsund jakke. So I am making this one in dark brown. I hope you can see that. So yeah, I think that's going to be super cozy. I am making it on 7mm needles, and I hope it's going to be quick. It did say I needed a kilo or 10 100 grams of skeins, so it's going to be very heavy if I really need all of that, but I got it. So yeah, that's my first big knitting project since I finished my husband's cardigan, and the first one for me for a while. I also, a little side note here, I did get all of my, self-made knitting sweaters and cardigans and crochet cardigans out. It's less than I thought it was, but it kind of makes sense because I have actually decluttered a couple things. So I'm kind of curious if I should make a video or not about it. We'll have to see. So yeah, this is the Nordheimsund jacket, and I'll hope to maybe have this done before Christmas. I am just about to start the actual pattern, so that's gonna be fun. And then we have the last thing to talk about today, which is good because the sun is really coming in here. But today is the day I have to film, and then it's gonna be chucking down with rain over the next few days, so it's not gonna be enough lighting, so I hope we're good. So I found amazing yarn that I had to have. I found this at my local yarn store. It is Iris, Viking Garn Iris, and look how gorgeous that is. This is going to be a long cardigan, or long-ish. I think I'm actually at the bottom part of it now. So let me just show you. I found that yarn and I had to have it, and as soon as I found that, I knew that it was going to be a Hexagon cardigan. I have just worked on this for the past week or so. It's almost done actually. I don't have much left. I have some arm parts left and I have some main parts left. So again, it's kind of hard to show you, but look at the main part is just the colors. Look at the colors of this. I love it. I'm gonna look like I'm wearing cotton candy, basically. I don't have much left. I have some arm left, a few centimeters here, and then the cuffs on both sides. And then I think yesterday evening I got to the part where I wanted to have it. So it's going mid-thigh at the moment. But just look at this. Look at these colors. I love it so much. So yeah, I am gonna continue working on the cardigan, on the socks, on the knitting cardigan and everything, and I will let you know how that goes in my next knitting podcast. If you want a little video about what I have knitted and crocheted sweater and cardigan wise for myself, let me know. It's not a lot of things. In my 20s, I sort of didn't have the patience to make big things, but I do now in my 30s. So I definitely need to make more big items coming up, which I have started, as you can see. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope the daylight savings, if you've had them yet, are treating you okay. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon.